The CCHA Super 6 tournament is underway. Last night, the Wildcats of Northern Michigan upset the Michigan State Spartans, earning a spot in the semis. They'll face the league's Player of the Year, Chris Kunitz, and the Bulldogs. FSU looking to put an exclamation point on a fabulous regular season. While the Wildcats look to knock out the tournament's top seed, the Super 6 semi is next. There's Northern, a huge emotional win last night over MSU and Rick Conley, the man who coached the Wildcats for 26 years. Ferris State Bulldogs coming off their best season in league history, a highly decorated Coach of the Year, the Player of the Year, and 5 players all conference. These two teams met in January in Big Rapids and split a pair of games. Upset-minded Northern against the best in the CCHA, the Ferris State Bulldogs. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Fred Pletch. Yes, I know we've interrupted Bud Pole qualifying, but don't shoot the messenger. We'll bring you up to date on everything in there in our first intermission. Don't worry, you won't miss anything in that regard. As for this game, let's start with first place. The Ferris State Bulldogs back at the Joe for the first time in a decade in this position, and they're led by a Hobie Baker finalist, Chris Kunitz.
And Chris Kunitz, who is the CCHA Player of the Year, had an absolutely fabulous season. Led the league in goals last season with 28, comes back to lead the league again with 30 goals, but 40 assists. He only had 10 last season. He excels in traffic. This is going to be a very interesting matchup because Kunitz and Ferris State, the best offense in the league. Northern Michigan dressing 5 freshman defensemen today.
That'll be tough, and Kunitz needs only 4. That was said, a couple of decades ago. And for the Wildcats in this game tonight, there's a go-to guy they have, scores some big goals, Chris Gobert.
Absolutely. Chris Gobert, the CCHA Rookie of the Year in his freshman season. And he missed 5 games this season, but he still led his team with 45 points. He's got a very, very quick stick, and he's a go-to guy, as you said, Ken. Last night, Michigan State goes up by a goal with 8 minutes gone in the third period. Chris Gobert scores 2 the next 3, and the Wildcats have themselves a spot in the semifinals.
You bet. That coming off a huge upset. There are other storylines in this game, and a pretty neat one standing by now with Shireen.
Thanks, Ken. Well, this CCHA playoff game has special meaning in the Milam family. Troy is the senior captain for the Ferris State Bulldogs. His younger brother, Jamie, a freshman blue liner for the Wildcats. So that leaves us to wonder, who does Mom root for tonight? Well, we'll find out later on in the broadcast. Ken?
All right, Serene, thank you. Look forward to that. The Wildcats have won 2 CCHA playoff crowns, and one of those in 1980 came against Ferris State. Is another upset in store for Northern, or will the Bulldogs' history-making season continue? Game 1 of 2 next, live for you right here on Fox Sportsnet.
There are 1,000,001 things to do in planning a wedding. Thank goodness we only have to do the tuxedos. President Tuxedo, what you wear to your wedding. The prom, date, car, haircut, flowers, cash, dinner, cologne, attitude, breath mints, what else? Tuxedo. President Tuxedo, what you wear to your prom. Yes, you do have to wear a tuxedo to a black tie affair, but you don't necessarily have to wear a black tie. President Tuxedo, what you wear.
Tonight at 10, it's the Detroit Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
60 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown and beyond.
We told you it was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Detroit Sports Report, tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Net. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
The CCHA on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Olympia Entertainment. And welcome inside Joe Louis Arena. The Super Six down to a Final Four now. Ken Daniels, Fred Pletch, Shireen Sasky, our director Jim Marshall, our producer Rob Aller, and our Fox Sports Net crew. Along with you, the goaltenders, there's Craig Kowalski for the Wildcats. 22-year-old native of Clinton Township in his junior year and an 8th-round pick in 2000 of the Carolina Hurricanes. And there's Mike Brown, the sophomore goalie from Calgary, who won CCHA Defensive Player of the Week honors 6 times, including 4 in a row. First CCHA player to do that.
Behind the Wildcats bench, just the second coach in school history is Walt Kyle. Spent the past 2 seasons as an assistant coach with the NHL's New York Rangers and the CCHA Coach of the Year, a 20-point improvement in the standings. Bob Daniels in his 11th season.
And coming into this game, Ferris State riding an 11-game winning streak. And we are underway. Back at the line and kick back into the zone of the Wildcats. Nathan Oystrick moved it back, and it's cleared to center ice. Wildcats start with Mike Stutzel, Dirk Southern, Bruce Coburn up front against Chris Kunitz, number 14 for Ferris State, Jeff Legui, number 11, Derek Nesbitt, number 17. This has been the big line. You'll watch for Kunitz. As we mentioned, a Hobie Baker finalist, CCHA Player of the Year, number 14 in white. Ferris State clears it ahead. They're wearing the white jerseys. Northern Michigan in their green. And the Wildcats with that big upset last night, upsetting the other green in the Spartans.
And Walt Kyle figures today he'll have to use all of his team. We've got an early penalty. He'll have to go deep into his bench, Walt Kyle says, as Steve McKinchuk, the referee for this afternoon's contest, assisted by Kevin Langseth and Bruce Vita Jr. Neutral zone. Interference penalty, and it goes to the Wildcats. So the Ferris State power play, and yeah, Chris Kunitz can expect some extra attention today, and the freshman defenseman Jeff Waugh gets caught early. So first minute power play for the Ferris State Bulldogs.
I mentioned the 11-game winning streak, 29-8-1 overall for Ferris State was their record. Best mark ever in the school's history for the team in white at the NCAA Division I level. They'll start back as Brown will tee it up back there. During the season, the team split at Ferris State. Northern won 3-1, Ferris State won 5-1. Back down the ice it goes, into the Bulldogs' end. Back to pick it up, Matt York, number 12. He'll bring it to center and send one across, and in it goes off the stick of Jeremy Sherling. Comes around to the half boards, that's held in, back to the line. Fired in behind the goal. First on it there was Jimmy Jackson, who sent one around, does not get out of the zone. Bulldog power play, one-time shot, fanned on. Good opportunity there, and they couldn't get that puck to the goal. And back come the Wildcats. Terry Harris, nice move, and backhanded one just wide did Harrison. He's sandwiched in behind the goal, and the Bulldogs shorthanded. Try to get it back down ice on this power play. Stepping across center. It'll be offside, though. They have to clear the zone. Back to pick it up, Nathan Oystrick. Moving it across and sent down by Juha Allen. Back to get it, Troy Milam. Getting it ahead for Jeff Legui, number 11, comes to center for Ferris State. Legui will shoot one in. Behind the goal and played away by Kowalski and back out to center ice.
Greg Kowalski, pretty good puck handling goaltender, as you can see. You got to keep it away from him on those dump ins or he can make you pay.
Again, in college hockey, the center ice line not in play for purpose of a 2-line pass. You can go from inside your own zone all the way to the opposition blue line is how it works in college hockey. See the time in the power play winding down for the Bulldogs. Jeff Legui, number 11, carries into the zone. Legui going wide. Put one hand off that stick, got it back to the line to Kunitz. Penalty over his shot. That stopped. Kowalski knocked it in the corner. Look, we on it again. In behind for Cadell in the corner. Couldn't come up with it, and going back to get it, the Bulldogs, Troy Milam. The senior defender will go back to pick it up. Both teams making a change. So Ferris State fails on the first power play try of this game. All the way up to center for Cadell. Back into the middle, and a good shot stopped by Kowalski. Off a good shot from Brett Smith, who let that one-timer go from high in the slot. Failing to get out on the first try was the captain, Coburn. Shot is blocked. Moved into the middle, and a backhand and taken away off the stick of Smith. And back down the ice it goes, giving chase there is Andrew Winnick.
Good start by the Bulldogs, but as is often the case, when you get jump like this, you want to have something to show for it. So far, nothing.
And we got an offside call on the play.
Well, I had a chance to chat with Craig Kowalski this morning after his 41 save performance. Last night gave up 5 goals, but he put in an excellent performance. I said, how are you going to stop the Bulldogs, specifically Chris Kunitz, as we get the one-timer from the angle by Mike Kinney. He says, you know what? You have to give Chris Kunitz his chances. He averages 8 to 12 shots per game. He's going to get his chances. We just hope that we can limit those chances to the outside. Don't give him opportunities in the high percentage scoring areas.
What an amazing player he is, Chris Kunitz. This will be called for icing. Face-off will come back down into the Bulldogs zone as we played 3 minutes and 45 seconds into the first period.
And Kunitz has become such a playmaker this year as well. He's not just a goal-scoring threat. He had 10 assists last season, 40 assists this season already, and he tied for the league lead in that department.
Off the draw, back to get it. Sherlink, he got slammed into the boards. To the point, Allen's shot, knocked down out front of the goal. Puck is loose and taken away. Brought through center. Large couldn't get through. Trevor Large, number 19. Fired in by Allen. Northern Michigan making a change on the fly. Through center, the Bulldogs to the line, tapped into the zone. Now Ferris State will use the opportunity to change. Back to get it, Jackson. His lead feed to center. Dan Dennett, number 20, gets it through. Right back out to center ice. Turning Greg Rallo, number 7. Rallo regained that puck, and then it's fired in by his teammate. And back to get it. The Wildcats will move it quickly to center. Played up the boards by Oystrick. It was knocked down. Mangos, Simon Mangos in the middle. Kept control, although he was stick checked, and then it's nudged out to center. And Ferris State takes over. Kowalski couldn't tee it up back there. Centering feed was knocked down. Pair of sevens go into the corner. Oystrick and Rallo. Then that pass intercept. Wildcats come down. Right wing side. Dennett. Played in behind the goal. Squeezed out of the play was Contois. Andrew Contois. Number 22 for Northern Michigan. Lead feed. Kunitz, the shot stopped. Rebound all alone. Kowalski got out, laid a bit of a body check. Kunitz scores! That guy just sniffs out loose pucks.
He can score every which way. We've seen him score every which way this season. Breakaways, backhand, slap shots, snapshots. This time he's opportunistic. And you're right, Craig Kowalski, he tried to get involved physically. The puck pops free, and Chris Kunitz is standing behind the goal line, but he's a left shot, and he's able to sweep it in with his stick above the goal line, and the Ferris State Bulldogs strike first.
One of the 10 Hobey Baker finalists, Chris Kunitz. Point you make. Opportunistic Kunitz makes it 1-0. And he'll send it right back into the Wildcat zone, high off the glass. It'll come around down to the dasher. Jeff Waugh, he's hit. A couple of Wildcats ran into one another. Turning with it is Coburn, the captain. To center. Coburn shoots in. Right around back there, Dirk Southern let it go to the line. Having to backpedal quickly was Allen. Here comes Kunitz, right side. Kunitz, the shot, the save, the rebound. And Kowalski got back to cover. Loose again and over top of the goal. Stick check at the last moment was Andrew Winnick. As again, Kunitz in on the play. Backhanded into the zone by Dirk Southern. That's cleared off the glass by Nesbitt. No icing. Played around by Kowalski, Greg Kowalski, the netminder. And Northern Michigan comes in. Into the Bulldog zone. That'll be held by Mike Brown. Easy stop for him. 1-0 on the Chris Kunitz goal. This is how he got it. We'll return to the Joe in a moment on Fox Sports Net.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great?
Yeah, but I drink it because it's less filling.
Great taste.
Less filling! Great taste! Less filling! Great taste! Less filling!
Oh man, now that would make a great commercial. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Less filling!
They're going to work. Fox 2's Dan Miller, Greg Kelser from Fox Sports Net, and the Detroit Pistons. They're warmed up and ready.
My favorite sports tale about basketball legend Dan Miller. It's fiction.
It's celebrity story time for the Detroit Pistons Read to Achieve program. Come to the Warren Gardner White on Saturday, March 29th at 3 for stories from the listed celebrities. Call 248-395-FOX2 or go to fox2detroit.com.
Don't forget, later tonight, it's the Detroit Sports Report coming your way after our second CCHA semifinal here on Fox Sports Net. The Spartans try to topple Colorado. CMU prepares for Goliath. And Jackson and Cochran talk Lions. All that and more on the Detroit Sports Report coming your way after the game tonight here on Fox Sports Net after game number 2. Michigan and Ohio State coming your way later this evening at 7:30. Pending an overtime or 3 here. Spread just laughs. And Greg Innes next to me winces.
Well, a couple of tie games last night late into third periods, but they got both settled in the regulation 60.
Back to the line. Oh, Brown had to be quick. Knocked down in behind. Don't forget, Fred, you're with me. I've already called the longest game in NCAA history, remember?
Great.
4 overtimes. St. Lawrence a few years ago.
Dartmouth and Coldgate went 4 overtimes. They were 5 minutes short of your record.
Well, I still hold it. There you go.
Weekend.
Cap Raider and I did that game. That was a long night. Michigan was still waiting to play after that one in Albany, New York. So who knows? But so far, just 1-0 here tonight.
Well, because they played last night, have to turn around with the early game. Walt Kyle said before this one, you know, I'm going to have to use everybody. I'm going to have to go deep into my bench, especially early. I can't ask my top couple of lines to go hard early in the first 40 minutes.
Played at the line, knocked away by Allen, goes in behind the goal, turning Jeff Waugh, number 4. Up ahead for Alan Swanson, number 10. Wildcats will shoot it in. Going in after it, Peter Micheludi, number 9. Cleared to the line, held in by the Wildcats, into the corner. Simon Mangos goes back, ties up his check. Played around by Matt York. Bulldogs don't get out on a first try, then they do. Derek McIver helped at the center ice. Knocked down at the line and a hand pass played from in the defensive zone and then picked up at center ice. Played ahead with the gloves, so we get a stop and play as you look at Bob Daniels.
Well, Bob Daniels receiving the CCHA Coach of the Year award at the banquet on Wednesday night, and the man who presented him with that award, Steve Cady. And Steve was the first head coach at Miami, and Bob was a grad assistant under Steve Cady, so it all came together.
Delayed offside now called as the Wildcats were offside.
Terry Harrison, he's had some injury problems throughout his career, but he's come around this season to post career highs, 17 goals and 32 points. Missed 15 games last season with a broken leg, but he came back to perform in the playoffs.
Native of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Terry Harrison. Back to the point. Shot is knocked down before it could get through to Brown. Oh, and a quick feed intercepted at center by Jimmy Jackson. Going after it, Mike Kinney. Into the zone. Kinney keeps on going. Puck loose into the middle. Moved ahead for Harrison. Got out of a way of a hit, then backhanded in by Chris Gobert. Andrew Winnick going over to try and cover on Harrison. Bulldogs come to center ice. Hitting the Wildcat zone. Slashed at there was Kinney. And the Bulldogs will have to go back and get it. Tipped into Wildcat territory. Jeff Waugh retreats. Waugh, number 4. Another Winnipeg native. Out to center, sent right back in as the Bulldogs tag up. Once you hit the blue line, you can go back in after it, even though you're in the zone before the puck entered. Nesbitt into the middle for Legui. Jeff Legui went for Kunitz. They had that lane blocked off by 3 green jerseys. Coburn moved it in. Good stop and start, and then just sent wide on the centering pass by Stutzel. Kunitz couldn't get out in the first try. Got some help from his defenseman, Jeremy Sherlink. Kunitz goes after that puck, and that's offside at the Wildcats line.
Well, Bryce Coburn, you've heard Ken mention Winnipeg, Manitoba quite a bit already in this contest, and the Northern Michigan Wildcats also recruit heavily in British Columbia. One of 4 BC natives, Bryce Coburn from Campbell River, BC, had himself a big game last night, leading by example both on and off the ice with those 3 points in last night's 7-5 quarterfinal victory over the Wildcats' former coach Rick Comley. So, mixed emotions.
Bryce with 36 points, 39 games. Puck's knocked down, goes in behind the goal.
And it really is the senior class, especially the forwards, that lead this Northern Michigan team. Mike Stutzel, Bryce Coburn, Chris Gilbert, Terry Harrison go down the list.
That'll be offside and a quick feed in. We're 3 seconds past the halfway point, first period. We're down to 4 now on the CCHA Super 6 on Fox Sports Net.
Some folks call it a lawn, some call it a yard, but it's really more than that. It's a piece of your life with a life all its own. Sometimes a playground, sometimes a ball field, always a gathering place. So how do you care for a piece of land that will be in your family a long time, with a piece of equipment that will also be there? Cub Cadet isn't like other tractors. It's better made, and it's dependable and lasts for years. And right now, it's more affordable than ever with 0% financing. Cub Cadet builds its tractors with welded steel frames and cast iron front axles. And we back them with a 5-year limited warranty. Call now to learn more about the complete line of Cub Cadets, including the Kawasaki and Kohler-powered 1500 series, starting at just $19.99. We'll also send you a free copy of the book, Big Ideas for Big Yards. And if you buy a tractor now, you'll get 0% financing until January 2004. Cub Cadet, engineered for people who know better.
A couple of guys no doubt looking forward to game 2, but taking in game 1. Catch the winners of tonight's semifinals battling it out for the coveted Mason Cup and an automatic bid to the NCAA tourney. CCHA Super 6 Championship takes place tomorrow night, 7:30. Get your tickets right here at the Joe Louis Arena box office or 313-396-7575. Northern Michigan leading the all-time series. 36 wins, 14 losses, 2 ties. With Ferris State, as we mentioned, the Bulldogs having their best season in their history this year.
And a pretty good first period, too, past the midway point of this opening frame. And the Northern Michigan Wildcats have not had a good scoring chance yet against Mike Brown.
When you get one, Mike Brown's a great goaltender to have to contend with. Point shot. Another try, deflected wide off the backboards. And Kowalski there, able to hang on to it. A little bit of pushing and shoving as Mike Kinney's involved.
Well, we've seen the maturation of Craig Kowalski this season. Very, very cool under fire. In his first season in the CCHA, if there was traffic in his face, he would get very flustered. He'd be combative and reactive to it. Now all he's focused on is the puck, which if you're a coach, that's what you want your goalie to be doing.
Oystrick. Nathan Oystrick, the freshman defender. Fred talked about all these freshmen back there on the blue line. Heavy hit put on Andrew Winnick into the middle, and the puck goes off to the corner. Tap back behind the goal. Chopped at there by Phil Meyer. And a big hit coming in was Terry Harrison to lay on the body for Northern Michigan. Cleared back into the Wildcat zone. Brett Smith chases after it. Put out to center ice though by Oystrick. Lead feed is a good one. Harrison with it, passed across, and just off the end of the stick from Gobert. Chris Gobert, good chance. Harrison couldn't contend with a bouncing puck. Back come the Wildcats, their big line out there. Nesbitt left side, dropped to Kunitz. Kunitz in, shoots. Nesbitt rebound. Kunitz still on that puck. Looked out front off the leg and pinballed through. Cleared but not out of the zone. There's a shot off, big stop by Kowalski right there. Huge save that one was. McGuee and Nesbitt are buzzing now. Kunitz, shot stop. Rebound, scores! He's got two! Two-0 Ferris State, 2-0 Chris Kunitz.
Well, Chris Kunitz's first goal came from behind the goal line. This time, the puck comes right back to him. They say you're supposed to follow your shot to the net. This time, the puck came right back on his stick. Chance number one. Look, it kicked right back to him, and before Craig Kowalski can recover, Chris Kunitz fires it 5-hole.
After a while, you run out of superlatives, don't you?
Craig Kowalski has to be thinking, I kicked it right back on his stick. He went pad to tape.
Here they come looking to get on the board. The Wildcats down by a couple. Back to the line, John Miller. Oh, was he bowled over there? Miller was hit hard by Kinney. Three Bulldogs come up with Kinney in the middle. Good move at the line. The shot is stopped. Good play by Greg Rollo, getting that shot in on Kowalski.
Well, on the rush, Greg Rollo gets the shot away, and Craig Kowalski has to be doing more of that, not letting a rebound escape. And Rollo following his shot to the nets in contact with Juha Allen. And for making contact with the goaltender, Mike Kinney will find himself in the penalty box for a couple of minutes. So Northern Michigan Wildcats have not had a good start to this game, surrendering 2 goals to the CCHA's top sniper, Chris Kunitz, his 31st and 32nd goals of the season. But this is the type of opportunity that can change a contest, can get a team right back in a game. The Northern Michigan Wildcats have an excellent power play.
Kunitz's first goal unassisted at 5:25. His second from LeGuy and Sherlink at 11:49. And now Northern looks to get within a goal here.
Wildcats with the second best power play numbers in the league, 42 goals and a 25% success rate.
Back to the line. The man advantage. Jackson at the point. Feeds it off. Bryce Colburn to Jackson. Looks over to his right. Then gets the return feed from Micheludi. Jackson. They switch off. Colburn down low. Shot through into the corner. Micheludi taken out of the play by Kunitz. Pulled backhanded down the ice. And Kunitz with a goal and an assist so far. Now he's just 1 point behind Kunitz is. Randy Merrifield's school record, as we mentioned off the top, of tying that mark.
From those high-scoring 80s, Ken.
Yeah. Well, he's got 72 now, and Merrifield had 73 back in 83-84. So 2 more points tonight for Kunitz. He'll have a new school record for one season.
After his great season, Randy Merrifield got a look from the Los Angeles Kings eventually. And I think a lot of NHL teams are taking a real close look at Chris Kunitz right now.
Randy Merrifield was at our CCHA Awards banquet, presenter the other night. And for Kunitz, that was his 12th multiple goal game of the year.
Doesn't have a hat trick. He's got 12 2-goal contests. Yep.
All right, something for you to look forward to. The Wildcats don't want that to happen, though. Here they're just trying to get even latter stages of this power play or get within 1 and get on the board here. Back to the line. Shot mishandled. Ferris State now back at full strength. Kirk Southern held it in. Loose side of the goal. Passed across, nobody there. Trying to get out of the way from the big hit of Southern. Sent back in by the Wildcats. So Ferris dodges anything really serious off that Northern Michigan power play try. They have it again and knocked away off the stick of Jordan Bianchi. And that'll be called offside. So it is 2-0 on 2 goals from that man, Chris Kunitz. We'll be back. There's State in the lead.
Chevy Champions on Ice 25th Anniversary Tour. Starring all your favorite Olympic and world champions. Sarah Hughes, Michelle Kwong, Sasha Coe, Irina Slutskaya, Timothy Gable, Elvis Stoico, and many more in an all-new ice spectacular. Come join the celebration.
Happy 25th Anniversary Champions on Ice.
Tickets are on sale now.
Introducing 54321, the show that brings you inside the world of extreme sports.
Northern at 20-16-2 record overall, 5th in the CCHA. Mentioned Ferris State 29-8-1.
Shots on goal listed right now 12-2 in the Bulldogs' favor. And that's indicative of what we've seen so far through the first 15 minutes.
Point shot, that one missed the net. Jimmy Jackson moved ahead, good back checking there by the Bulldogs. Carter Thompson, he got hit hard. And Ferris 7-0 in scoring chances, Fred. Cross center. Moved in by Jackson, he'll go to the bench and a change. And the Bulldogs off the glass and out to center. Give them a lead, they can be methodical. Mangos picked up, knocked down. Jeff Waugh sent it right back in. They'll tag up. Now can go back in after it. Just missing a hard hit from Alan Swanson. Chance out front of the goal. Swanson going after it again. Swanson with the net. Held into the line, moved to the line, but not out. Now it is. Waugh's on it. Uhal and moving it in, that'll be called offside as Allen didn't wait long enough, but the Wildcats with their best scoring chance of this game.
Well, a turnover in the corner, and Alan Swanson will walk out of the corner with the puck, head straight for the goal, and he tries to bunt it out of midair. He got a piece of it, but as you can see, Mike Brown with the right leg. Watch Mike Brown, the right leg. He'll kick it out as Swanson tries to tap it out of midair. Yeah, he just got the bottom of the pad of the skate on that. Mike Brown, that's tough. You go 14 minutes, don't face much, and then all of a sudden they get a glorious chance against you.
3rd in the nation in goals against average is Brown. 2nd in the CCHA. He became the first Ferris State goalie to win all CCHA first team honors.
And the Bulldogs with 5 players all conference. 2 on the first team and 3 on the second team. Very underrated defense, which placed Troy Milam and Simon Mangos on the second team all conference squad. It's a defense that has added a lot of size this season, and I think that has been one of the reasons that they've been in front of Mike Brown playing so well. And speaking of the CCHA's all-conference teams. Well, there you see the 2 Ferris State players, 3 from Michigan State, but their season is over. Actually highlighted RJ Umberger, meant to get J.M. Lyles at the bottom, and Lyles and Fast playing their last college games last night. Jim Slater, just a sophomore.
And Umberger and Kunitz both up for the Hobie Baker finalists of 10.
Along with John Michael Lyles.
Along with Lyles, right? Yep.
Yep.
Let's check in with Shireen.
Thanks, Ken. Well, one player on the ice right now for the Northern Michigan Wildcats, Chris Gobert, a former stick boy for the Wildcat organization. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, he was there for the glory days. He said to win a CCHA championship after all this time of being associated with the program would just be a dream come true. We'll talk with him coming up during intermission. Ken?
All right, thank you. And the CCHA brothers in action. We have a couple here at the Milums, and more on that. But right now his dream's going to be to get this penalty killed off as Ferris State's going to go to a power play.
Yep, and Chris Gobert knows his team can ill afford to give up a third goal. Ferris State 22-2-0 when scoring the first goal. They've got the first pair in this game. And the Bulldogs power play on the season ranked 5th in the CCHA, 43 goals, but they've drawn a lot of chances. They've been on the power play now 213 times.
Well, you can see why they draw the opportunities.
Because they're big and speedy and skilled, and you got to find a way to slow them down.
Here's the guy with 2 goals. Kunitz will shoot it in. Sent right back down the ice, though, by Juha Holland. Their second power play try for the Bulldogs. Pass through to LeGuy. Jeff LeGuy coming with speed to the goal. LeGuy out front. Oh, and a good stop. Kowalski as Nesbitt was right there on that rebound.
Well, Craig Kowalski stops Derek Nesbitt point blank. Nesbitt with 9 game-winning goals on the season. LeGuy so deceptive. He's got pretty good wheels, and he just threw it on net looking for a rebound. Jeff LeGuy, all-team second conference. He'll just fired out front. LeGuy arriving late, and he tried to bury it, and Craig Kowalski does not let a second rebound escape.
Went over the stick of Mike Kinney. He's got it now. Kinney squeezed to the half boards, backhanded ahead, but not out. Now it goes out. A race after that puck. Sherlink first back. Moved it across for York. York. He'll send it deep. Kowalski out to stop it. Kowalski will move it himself and down the ice. You mentioned Fred. He's a good puck handling netminder. That went goal to goal.
Yeah, he's improved his ability level in the puck handling area. He's one of the better ones in the league right now.
Intercepted by Harrison. Sends it down. Mike Brown to feed it around.
And so much of puck handling, a lot of goaltenders can handle the puck, Ken. It's knowing when to be smart in handling the puck. I think that is really the key.
Bulldogs, latter stages of this power play. It's held in by Lewandowski. Turned it back to the line, York. Open, oh, a good stop on Lewandowski by Kowalski. That was a huge save. Knocked down, hit a body. 3 seconds left on the power play, and that'll do it. Wildcats bring it in, they're back at full strength. Long shot handled easily by Brown as Harrison let it go. Coming hard. So Northern stays within a couple here. Ice. This will be icing.
Well, Craig Kowalski knows he can't give up the third goal right now, or it will be third place game for his Wildcats. Phil Lewandowski gets set up for the one-timer, and Craig Kowalski read it perfectly, moving laterally, right to left. And Craig Kowalski, he's always been that way. He has that knack of not giving up the goal that will put his team out of the game. 2-0 now, 3-0. It would be a long, long comeback trail.
Puck to the corner. Milan trying to tie up his check, couldn't do it. To the line. Allen put it in behind the goal. Spinning back there. Dirk Southern couldn't center. Getting over Oystrick. Shot high. Wildcats pressing here. Final seconds of the period. No call there as Troy Milam knocked down his man. Came out to center ice. They couldn't play the puck, had to clear the zone. Did the Wildcats intercepted one last try here. Right wing side, Southern in, passed across, and backhanded just wide of the goal as the period came to a close. But a good effort there from Southern along with Mike Stutzel on Brown. The shots are 16-5, and of those 16, 2 off the stick of Chris Kunitz. And as Fred mentioned, he's never had a hat trick, but he's a heck of a lot closer to that right now. Here from behind the goal, left-hand shot, put it in for his first, and then a rocket shot for his second. And with that, the best team in the CCHA, the #1 seed, the Bulldogs, lead Northern by 2 after 1.
Introducing Kids Crazy Bread. 8 kid-sized sticks of crazy bread sprinkled with colorful Parmesan cheese. It's free when you buy 2 medium one-topping pizzas, only $9.99 at Little Caesars.
Kids Crazy Bread. Pizza, pizza.
A special announcement from the Bargain Network. You can buy cars for as low as $500. Choose from thousands of cars repossessed and seized by the U.S. Customs, IRS, FBI, and private organizations. Call 800-290-5845. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 a month. HUDs, VAs, repos, and more.
Through the Bargain Network, I got my dream car, and I saved a lot of money.
New cars and homes are being added every day. For listings in your area, call now. 800-290-5845. Call now.
The college hockey playoffs are on Fox Sports Net. It's a showdown among the CCHA's elite. Conference rivals battle it out with a league championship at stake. Tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports television like you've never seen it before.
4 idiots sitting around talking sports. Great television.
Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
Ryan Newman and the NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. Live from Bristol this weekend.
Introducing 54321, the show that brings you inside the world of extreme sports.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Well, the Ferris State Bulldogs certainly giving their fans something to cheer about after the first period as they lead 2-0 here in the CCHA Semifinals here at Joe Louis Arena. Well, joining us right now, Chris Gobert from the Northern Michigan Wildcats. Chris, you really hold a special interest in this program, not just because you're one of the current players, because you have a long history with the Wildcats.
Oh, yeah. Back in like 88, 89, 90, 91, when like a guy like Coach Shayak was there, I used to, I was one of those rink rats who was always hanging around the rink. I'd go to their practices, and I'd go out and skate after, they got done practicing. Some of the guys would stay out on the ice, and, I'd get a chance to go out there and scrimmage with them. And I don't know, it's kind of funny, and my parents kind of liked the fact that they never had to buy sticks for me when I was, growing up, because I always ended up with sticks from, blades or sticks from the past NMU teams, and it's definitely special to play, at home, playing for the Wildcats, watching them grow up, watching them, win the national championship, and trying to do the same thing for myself.
Your parents also didn't have to drive very far, since you being a Marquette native, and there's 5 of you from the Marquette area. This special group as you finish out your senior year in your career here at Northern.
Yeah, me and Alan Swanson, Justin Kinnunen, Andy Contois, and Jimmy Jackson, we've pretty much all played together growing up. So it's definitely nice, to actually come back and get to play with them again, and to play in your hometown, and to get to play in front of your parents. And a lot of the other guys don't have the advantage like we do to be able to go out and get a home cooked meal whenever you want, and to have your parents there and that support all the time, your parents and friends, is, it's unbelievable.
Well, Chris, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Chris Gobert of the Northern Michigan Wildcats trying to take a CCHA championship home to Marquette. His team with a little more work to do. They trail 2-0 after 1. We'll be back after this.
when Danny was little. We knew he had a gift.
That kid just loved to do our taxes.
We were nervous when he left for college. You know, all the distractions.
Whoa, he'll be fine. Our son is destined to be the next great accountant.
Want to see tomorrow's great accountants today? Didn't think so. Then how about some future pro hockey players?
See the CCHA Super 6 Championship March 20th through the 22nd at the Joe. Get your tickets now.
We are truly blessed.
Excuse me, how do I know Eisman really wore these in a game? Oh, take them.
Got a nose for the real stuff? Visit Hockeytown Authentics. Game-worn jerseys and equipment, plus Hockeytown's largest collection of Red Wings stuff.
There goes one lucky lady.
Would you like to dance with me?
Burn the floor. Inspiring. Joyful. Electrifying. The world's best dance up a storm in what USA Today called a high-energy, heart-pounding display. The New York Times calls it downright terrific. You'll be dancing in the aisles. Don't miss Burn the Floor. March 28th through 30th at the Fox Theater. Tickets at the box office, Ticketmaster, by phone or online.
Let's get crazy. Gotta get crazy. Let's get crazy. Wanna get crazy. Little Caesar's colorful kids crazy bread.
Introducing Kids Crazy Bread. 8 kid-sized sticks of crazy bread sprinkled with colorful Parmesan cheese. It's free when you buy 2 medium one-topping pizzas, only $9.99 at Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Kids crazy bread.
Pizza, pizza.
Ryan Newman and the NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. Live from Bristol this weekend.
Yes, March Madness is here hockey style. The CCHA Super 6 here at Joe Louis Arena. Top team in the CCHA Ferris State with a 2-0 lead after 1. Now, we promised you that we would update you on the Bud Pole qualifying, so here you go, all you NASCAR fans. Leading the Bud Pole qualifying, Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. He takes the pole 128.709, leading the way at the Food City 500. Well, back here at Joe Louis Arena, Ferris State and Northern playing here in the semifinals. Ferris State led by their captain, Troy Milam, among other players on the team. Well, Milam has his brother, Jamie, on the Northern Michigan Wildcats. They are just one of many pairs of brothers in the CCHA this year, which really gives a whole new meaning to brotherly love.
The CCHA has 5 sets of brothers playing in the league. The Geishes are just a year apart and play for arch rivals. Milan for U of M and Nanad for MSU.
You know, I've always grown up playing with my brother and such, and I just thought it's time to, you know, go my own way. We're brothers, we're family, but for a couple hours on Friday, a couple hours on Saturday, it's, yeah, we're enemies.
Some are a little more friendly because they haven't had the time to nurture such a rivalry. Ferris State captain Troy Milam has a big jump on his younger brother Jamie, who is just starting his career at Northern Michigan.
I think back to how Troy, who was my more intense of the two of them, would always make Jamie compete with them. He set up the game and said, all right, you're playing. And then he would, you know, always beat him.
I wouldn't even call it a rivalry.
I don't know. He's been a step ahead of me all the way. Mostly it was just, you know, brother and brother. We never really talked about hockey until it got to the level where we could play against each other. So
it's a very good relationship. We've grown closer actually the last couple of years when he found out that he was going to be able to get a chance to play college hockey and get a scholarship. So we've come closer with working out and talking about different things.
Just 3 years separates the Gill brothers. They share the same uniform at Notre Dame, but that sibling rivalry is still prevalent.
I was always the older brother, so I always had to protect my ground, you know, not let him think he was too big or do too much, but you always gotta let the little brother win once in a while.
Well, you always want to beat the older brother, and whenever you can. I don't know if he ever actually let me beat him. I actually probably did beat him once in a while.
Whether these CCHA brethren are enjoying each other's company or trying to establish family bragging rights, there is a combination of mutual respect and trash talking.
When I played back for CCHA St. Mary's, we played against each other. And he played for Rochester. We play him in an exhibition game every year. And supposedly I won most of the face-offs. Statistically, I won most of the face-offs against him. I still think that kind of tickles him a little bit.
I think that we fill different roles on the team, and I think that's a good part of the team and a good part of having him here because I think he does a really good job at certain things. But it's definitely fun on some of those days when we get to play against each other, and I get to rub it in his face a little bit.
I have a few things, just on-ice stuff that I do that he doesn't know about, I don't think. But we both play defense, so once we're done playing here and we get a chance, maybe I'll teach you a few tricks.
I grew up watching him play, so I have kind of an advantage. He never really saw me because, you know, I was the younger leagues and he wouldn't want to come to watch my games.
The older brother routine, I guess you'd say. I just got to show them and what I think is better for them. If they're doing something wrong, I'll let them know about it. Not always with words, but got to give them a slap once in a while.
So much for brotherly love.
Well, in Troy and Jamie's first weekend series this year against each other, Troy came away with 2 assists. Each brother, though, came away with a win. Tonight is the deciding night. We'll be back with more from Joe Louis coming up, so don't go away. CCHA playoffs continue.
Chevy Champions on Ice 25th Anniversary Tour, starring all your favorite Olympic and world champions. Sarah Hughes, Michelle Kwan, Sasha Cohen, Irina Slutskaya, Timothy Gable, Evgeny Plushenko, Elvis Stoico, and many more in an all-new Ice Spectacular.
Happy 25th Anniversary, Champions on Ice. Come and celebrate.
With a car stolen about every 20 seconds, some people go to extremes to protect their car. And others don't do enough because traditional steering wheel locks don't work. That's why you need the new unbreakable car bar. Its patented design locks around the steering column, so no matter how you cut the steering wheel, car bar can't be defeated. Car bar prevents your steering wheel from turning and protects your airbag from costly theft. Car bar resists drilling, cutting, sawing. Car bar is easy to install. If you can do this, you can do this. Simply place car bar over the top of your steering column and slide the U-bar up. It locks automatically. To remove, insert the high security key and turn. It's that easy. Car bar protects cars, trucks, minivans, SUVs, and most importantly, your car. Car bar is backed by a $2,500 guarantee. Now that's confidence. Get unbreakable protection with Car Bar. Now available at Pep Boys, Checkers, Shucks, Kraken, and Strauss Discount Auto.
Tonight at 10, it's the Detroit Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
60 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown and beyond.
We told you it was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Detroit Sports Report, tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Net. The college hockey playoffs are on Fox Sports Net. It's a showdown among the CCHA's elite. Conference rivals battle it out with a league championship at stake. Tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports. Each and every weeknight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Ken Daniels, Fred Pletch back here in the broadcast booth. And it's 2-0. Ferris State leading Northern Michigan after one period of play.
Well, the league's two top goal scorers, Chris Kunitz and Mike Stutchel, featured in this semifinal, but only Kunitz added to his totals in that opening period. Kunitz from a sharp angle, actually behind the goal line, able to sweep one in. Then a fortuitous rebound. Watch it, kicked right back on his stick. He goes 5-0 for his 31st and 32nd goals of the season. And Dirk Southern had an excellent opportunity for the Wildcats, but Mike Brown stared him down, and it's 2-0 for the regular season champion Ferris State Bulldogs as period number 2 gets underway.
12 of 16 Ferris State players this season exceeded their points production from last year. Chris Kunitz now at plus 34 with his 2 goals here this afternoon. Northern Michigan Wildcats in green. Brown stopped that first shot of the period. Another shot stopped by Brown. Cleared to Kunitz. Up ahead for Legui. His pass for Nesbitt was knocked down. Moving up on it was Sherlink. He assisted on the second goal. In for Legui. Dropped it back. Nesbitt tried to feed it over. Legui took a whack at that puck. Nesbitt's centering pass was knocked down, and the Wildcats come through center. Hitting the line, stopping is Southern. Puck up high, bounced down and cleared away by Kunitz and out to center and back to the Wildcat zone. U-Haul and flipped into Bulldog territory. And we'll get a stop and play on the icing. Face-off will come back into Wildcat territory.
Well, with his 2 goals in the first period, not only does Chris Kunitz add to his leading totals, he is now a plus 46 on the season. And in fact, the top 6 players in the league in plus minus are all members of the Ferris State Bulldogs. Just kind of shows you the type of incredible season they've had so far. Simon Mangos, the defenseman, a plus 45. Kind of unheralded, but when you're plus 45, you're doing a lot of the little things right.
That's Mangos, number 22, helped move it to center. They'll go back and set up. He's off to the right. That's Matt York with it. Off the glass, didn't hit the glass, went up and out of play. York tried to feed it out to center. Now there's a fight for that puck up in the seats. There's a look at Matt York,
who was a member of the all-rookie team last season in the CCHA. He had off-season wrist surgery for the first couple of months. Really couldn't shoot the puck, pass the puck, or handle the puck the way he wanted to. But since Christmas, he has been 100% healthy, and what a marvelous talent he is.
From Woodhaven, Michigan.
Former high school wrestler, and sometimes that wrestler mentality comes out in him, which is a good thing in a defenseman.
Held in by the Wildcats. Penalty coming up, though. Ferris State will be shorthanded. Right now, Northern Michigan trying to center, but Brown will hang on. And Ferris State will be shorthanded.
Well, this is an interesting penalty. Phil Meyer playing defense. He used to be a forward. Peter McAludi used to be a defenseman. He's now playing forward. So they know how to battle tooth and nail. And Peter McAludi tried to pull away, and because Meyer had his stick locked under his arm, McAludi goes down, and when he gets up, Phil Meyer's in the box.
Bob Daniels' team will be shorthanded. Back to the line, Jackson. Into the face-off dot. Gobert back to the line. Jackson waiting. Still waiting, then a shot, but nobody's screening out front. An easy save for Mike Brown to make.
Number 28, Phil Meyer.
Well, Mike Brown, all conference, first team, just the second Ferris State netminder to be named to an all-league team, and the first to get all conference first team honors.
Draw controlled by the Bulldogs, and they'll send it down the ice.
Brown with 4 shutouts on the season. That's already a single season school record.
Across the line, Colbert. Back to the point. Jackson the shot, stopped by Brown. Into the middle, and Kunitz has it. Failing to hang on to that puck with Stutzel.
Well, Coach Bob Daniel says Chris Kunitz scores so much, he's not appreciated defensively, but he might be his best defensive forward too.
Hugh Holland with Jackson at the point. Holland's got it, nearly had it stripped from him. Coming in with speed. Contois knocked off the puck. And in behind the goal, Contois bumped his man. Nobody could find it except for Milam. Got him around to York. To the line, but not out, down low. Looking to center, couldn't do it. Good hit put on as Milam knocked down his check. And Harrison came in looking for that puck. Half minute to go on the Wildcat power play. Point shot off the leg. That was blocked out front by Derek McIver, who got down. Side of the goal, backhand shot. Brown was there, off to the corner. Southern couldn't get to it. Now he's got it. Dirk Southern to the line. Milam, shot is blocked. Milam with it again. That's Jamie Milam. Troy Milam, and score! As Jamie Milam let the shot go. And he's got within 1 now of his brother's team, trailing Troy's club 2-1. And it's a power play goal, 3 seconds left in the penalty to Meyer.
And it's a huge goal. Jamie Milam, the freshman, just sailing it through traffic. Mike Brown says, you know what? I did not see that. And he just cuts to a better shooting area and sails one in. Jamie Milam, who before his CCHA career is over, may be named the best offensive defenseman in the CCHA, an award that John Michael Lyles has won the past 2 seasons. But Jamie Milam is certainly very, very good offensively.
From Lake Orion, Michigan, Jamie Milam. It's his 4th and his 22nd point in his 37th game. Right back, big stop, Kowalski. Loose out front of the goal again, and Kowalski will grab it, and how huge is that? That's a big stop after his team climbs within 1 on a power play goal.
Well, Brett Smith with the opportunity, and he's played with a lot more confidence this season, jamming the net along with Derek McIver, and the turnaround efforts. But Craig Kowalski right there, butterflied, had the paddle down as well, and he knows he can ill afford to go down another goal.
So 2-1 game. Kunitz cleared it to center. Holland. Long feed ahead for Nesbitt. Knocked off his stick. Good back checking there from Gardner. In on goal, though, Legui. Standing his ground was Kowalski. Kunitz trying to come out of the corner, couldn't get through. Milam scoring from Allen at 3:47. Time of that power play goal here in the second. Kunitz behind the net. Jammed back there by Bonk. Oh, a thundering hit at center. Going down was Jordan Bianchin. He was rocked. Lead feed tipped in by Nesbitt. Kowalski will settle the bouncing puck for Milam. The goal scorer, Jamie Milam, got it around. Backhanded through center by Andrew Contois. Shot is blocked, puck is loose. Contois up there along with Gobert. Point shot, knocked down. Tried to play it around to the other side where Gobert was open, didn't come to him. He goes in on the forecheck now. At the half boards, nudged out by Nick Field to center. Backhanded away. Fired back by Gobert. Brown will tee it up for Troy Milam. Jamie's brother. Bulldogs in. Skipping into the zone was Carter Thompson. Couldn't get through though. Fired around by Allen. Alan Swanson couldn't get out. First try. He'll send it back. Off to an open wing. Nobody there. Held in for a moment by Troy Milam. Then on a second try, still held it in. Hall and over to help to the line. Not out. Sherlink got it through. Stop made. Cleared down the ice. And the face-off when we come back will be in the Wildcat zone. But they are within a goal now. We'll be back.
There's great food, great fun, and great atmosphere at Hockeytown Cafe. It's where every hockey fan is welcome. Well, almost every hockey fan. Hockeytown Cafe. Eat, drink, and live hockey.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports television like you've never seen it before.
Four idiots sitting around talking sports. Great television.
Hang with the fellas. Cut loose with the stars.
What the hell does this have to do with sports?
Finally, a sports show that gets the picture. The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on Fox Sports Net.
Youth hockey players, here's your chance to skate here at Joe Louis Arena. Get inside the Red Wings' new room. Get registered for the 6th annual Red Wings Youth Training Camp with Associate Coach Barry Smith, August 9th through the 14th. Register by calling 313-396-7575.
Well, much better start to this period for the Northern Michigan Wildcats. They've come out, considerably closed the gap on the shot clock, and they have a goal, an all-freshman goal. Jamie Milam from his classmate, Juha Allen.
Off the draw, shots blocked. And Northern Fred had just 5 shots on goal in the first, already have 6 here this period. So as you say, they've closed the gap, yep. And we haven't even played 7 minutes into the middle stanza. Coburn, Bryce Coburn with the shot, held by Brown. Well, we have a moment, let's check in with Shireen.
Well, thanks, Ken. I'm here with Linda Milam, who was just jumping up and down with Jamie's goal. That is her son. Now, I love the outfit you have, Linda. You got to tell us about it.
Well, I had to split the team between the Ferris Bulldogs and the Wildcats from Northern because I'm for both the teams.
And you were jumping up and down when that goal was scored. And for Jamie, what did you tell me?
I couldn't have asked for more. I wanted Jamie to score so badly, and he did. And his brother was on the ice. That was even the best.
So in that case, the little brother got the best of the big brother. You got that right. Thanks, Linda. Ken, let's go back to you.
Let's play the feud. I don't know.
I think baby brother's getting some preferential treatment.
Me too. I think so too. Huh? Yeah. Well, let me pulling this tape out. Yeah. Inferiority complex may be developing here. I'm not so sure. Jamie Milam, all of his goals are special team goals, by the way. 3 on the power play, 1 shorthanded.
Well, he was the best offensive defenseman in the Rookie of the Year in his junior league last season in the North American Hockey League.
Shot wide of Brown. Held in by the Wildcats. Two to 1, Northern within.
Jamie definitely the quieter of the two brothers, as Shireen can tell you from her experiences talking to both of them.
Point shot is blocked. Nearly kicked ahead by LeGuy. Juha Allen got in the way of that. There's Troy Milam moving it ahead to center. Turning is Nesbitt. His pass for LeGuy was knocked down. Failing to get across center was Alan Swanson. Here's Nesbitt, a rising shot. And Craig Kowalski will grab it and hang on.
Well, Craig Kowalski, NHL draft pick of the Carolina Hurricanes. And he was a teammate of Troy Milam's and Phil Lewandowski of the Ferris State Bulldogs when they captured a USA Hockey Junior A championship back in the 1999 season. And you hear about the Ferris State Bulldogs and experience and perhaps their lack of it, but they've got a lot of players who've been in big games. Milam, Lewandowski with junior championships, Mike Brown on a Royal Bank Canadian junior championship squad. So I think that's a situation where, no, it's not college hockey environment, big game experience, but they still do have their fair share of it.
Puck at center, Nick Field. Out there along with Trevor Large and Carter Thompson for Ferris State, there in white. Easy pass to be picked off at center, and the Bulldogs turn with it. They want to keep possession. Milam had to come right back to him. Troy Milam cleared it to center. Wildcats will shoot it in. Milam has it one more time. His pass was knocked down. Moving up on his check was Jackson. Behind his goal, Hugh Holland. Logs a lot of ice time. Holland's pass through to Stutzel failed to click, and with that, it'll be an icing, and the faceoff will come back into the Wildcat zone.
And there's Troy, the senior captain of this Ferris State team. He's a solid leader, possesses the best all-round skills on the blue line of Ferris State. Second team all-conference pick and well-deserved.
Stutzel. Kunitz in, stopped. Stutzel again. His pass knocked down off a skate, a race for the puck. They got back to clear it away, where the Wildcats could get an opportunity. And again, there was Southern. Brought in by York, the shot, and stopped by Kowalski.
And Matt York likes to play physical, likes to step up. Jordan Bianchin felt it earlier. Bianchin on an energy line, the fourth line, and he absorbs Matt York's energy right there. Jordan Bianchin and Matt York in collision. Matt York, one of those 20-year-old freshmen when he came into college hockey, and he has played so well. The Bulldogs, their coaching staff, Bob Daniels, Drew Famuluk, have done such a great job of recruiting character players such as Matt York.
Mike Kinney just put on a big hit. Kinney out there with Greg Rallo and Lewandowski for Ferris State. Dave Bonk, Jordan Bianchin, and Alan Swanson for Northern. Jamie Milam moved it ahead. Bonk into the middle. Bianchin went in after that puck. Right wing feed. Meyer stumbling as he got in across the line, got one in, and Kowalski stopped it. And he'll hang on to it. 8 seconds past the halfway point of this game. A hard-hitting game here at Joe Louis Arena. The first of two semis today.
Can you guys do wheelies and stuff?
Introducing 54321, the show that brings you inside the world of extreme sports.
There's more college hockey action coming your way next weekend with a pair of NCAA regional semifinal games. The matchups will be announced early in the week, but be sure and join us for live coverage next Saturday, March 29th at noon and 3:30 here on Fox Sports Net. Walt Kyle urging on his club. They can get even with a goal, the next one. Jeff Waugh played it. Troy Milam knocked it down, moved it ahead into the zone. That was knocked off the stick of Lewandowski, fired right back in. Hard around it comes to the half boards. Northern will slap it back to center, and Milam will put it right back from where it came, but that'll go right to the goaltender and the offside. So we got a face-off coming up, center ice.
Well, Jim Jackson is a senior on this Wildcats team, and he is one of 4 Marquette, Michigan natives. A lot of pride in playing for your hometown at any level, but there's 4 Marquette area natives that suit up every night for the hometown university.
And icing, so the faceoff comes back into the Wildcat zone. Shots are 23-12, favoring Ferris State. There's a look at Mr. Jackson.
Really concentrated on the defensive aspect of his game early this season because he was thrust into all key defensive situations because they've got the 5 freshman defensemen.
That shot came close. Jackson moved it ahead. Now coming up with speed. Pontois, nice move. Pontois in. Just couldn't get enough. Rebound. Scores! They tied it up. 2-2. And Gobert went to the net. You mentioned key goals. There's a huge one.
Well, the speed of Andy Pontois makes this happen. Didn't get much on his shot getting around Troy Milam, but when you leave a rebound that is that tantalizing for Chris Gobert, he is not going to miss very often. Upstairs from an angle, high over the glove side shoulder. And how about those Northern Michigan Wildcats? Down 2-0 early, everything going Ferris State's way, and the Bulldogs know they've got a game right now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, they know all about it, the Spartans do, after the huge upset last night. Beaten 7-5 here. That's how Northern got here. Shots are 23-14 for Ferris, but the game's all even. Deflected down into the zone. Kowalski will come out and play it. So 2 in the first from Ferris, 2 here in the second. Milam and Gobert.
Head up, head up.
Pontois and Harrison picking up the assists at 11:51.
Heads up here, heads up, fellas, heads up.
One of the 2 goals for the Wildcats on a power play. Kowalski out to leave it in behind for Jackson. And it deflected up and out of play. Get a face-off, and that should stay inside the Wildcat zone.
Well, Andy Pontois usually wins the fastest skater competition of any team he's on, but when you can also handle the puck at that speed, it creates opportunities. And it was an opportunity right there that Chris Gobert buried. Hasn't scored as much this season. That is goal number 14, as you can see. But earlier in his career, he led his team in goals almost every season. Comes back this year, becomes a bit more of a playmaker. But he's a finisher too. Missed 5 games earlier this season with a nagging groin injury. But he's healthy, and he can produce. Got a goal and 2 assists, or 2 goals and an assist last night, and he is right now is the leading playoff scorer in the CCHA.
Named to the CCHA All-Academic team as a first-team pick. Offside. Shot went wide anyway. As a hockey player, you don't mind having this name, do you?
No, and Trevor Large last season was named the most improved player on the Bulldogs squad. Played his junior hockey for 3 seasons in his hometown with the Brampton Capitals, part of that 4th line that the Bulldogs put together to get some energy onto the ice.
Flip to center. Looking for that puck was Lewandowski. It never came to him. Wildcats go D to D, and now up Backhanded in by Micheludi. Peter Micheludi, number 9. Back to the point. Stopped by Brown.
Easy.
Yell easy down there. The referee, Winnick, took his man out. Didn't want a boarding call happening right out front. Good steal. Wildcats whip it to the goal. Centered, and a good defensive play as that pass was coming across for an open Micheludi. And it was stopped. Now turned back. Dan Donette with a lead pass. The Wildcats change. Stepped into it. Center was Gobert. Carrying on comes Ferris. Mike Kinney couldn't find it. Now out at center. Quickly in, left side. Moving to the goal, passed across, another good defensive play. As Sherlink got back to help break that one up.
The speed of Contoy's once again creating chances.
Off the stick, Contoy's open. From his skate to his stick. Contoy's into the middle, nobody there. Gobbled up by Cadill. His pass to McIver. The shot is blocked. McIver to Cadill. Tried to center, it'll be cleared. This will be icing against the Wildcats. Face-off will come back into the northern zone. But with 2 goals here in the second, they've come back to tie it up 2-2 at Joe Louis Arena.
And that's how we met.
You're so smooth.
It's a gift.
It's one of those gifts that keeps on giving.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Ryan Newman and the NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. Live from Bristol this weekend.
Walt Collin, his first year as head coach at Northern Michigan, he knew exactly what he wanted to tell his players coming into the Super 6.
Our message hasn't changed. I think we're here to compete for a championship, and to do that you have to win games, as it should be. And we have to come through here. Ferris State has had a whole year to earn a conference championship. They've done that in the regular season, and we have a very tough opponent here tonight, and we have to go do our job against a good team.
Well, maybe a slower start in the first period, but they've sure picked it up here in the second.
Yeah, they found their legs in this second period, especially Contoy's.
Control at the line. That came close. Kirk Southern played it in behind the goal.
Want to go back to key points. Ken, remember the stop Kowalski made on Lewandowski in the first period, the one-timer.
Then the big save immediately after Milam got his club on the board.
Yep.
Another big stop. Kunitz, who's beaten him twice. Backhanded it wide to the line. They couldn't get it out. Legui goes in behind the goal and overskated. Oystrick played it up. Held in by York. Now put out to center ice. Quick pass ahead. Nesbitt into the zone. Check back. Nesbitt got over to hold in. In for Kunitz off his stick. Oh, Kunitz was bumped down on a good hit by Bryce Coburn. Coburn's got it. Deflected ahead. Swanson shoots it in, goes in after it. Swanson up there on the forecheck. The puck is underneath 2 Bulldog players, and there'll be a face-off staying in their zone.
Well, Derek Nesbitt plays with 2 dynamic offensive performers on line with Chris Kunitz and Jeff Legui. He's a great two-way player, kind of the defensive glue, but when he scores, he makes them count. He's got 18 goals, which is not a small sum, but 9 of those 18 goals on the season are game winners from Derek Nesbitt from Egmontville, Ontario, in the Sarnia area. Played his junior hockey in Sarnia, put up some good numbers there. Also has a knack for scoring big goals, scored some big goals, a big goal to win the Ontario Midget Championship one year.
Puck fired in, they'll have to wait a while as Wildcats are now just getting back onside. They can go back in after it. Deep into the zone was Donette. Trevor Large to center. Stick handles his way in. Wildcats territory. Large the shot. Stop. He went down behind the goal. They jammed for it. Puck came free. And gobbled up by Donette. Played ahead to the line and kicked to center. Donette has to get his stick, and the Bulldogs shoot it right back in. We'll use the opportunity to change. One man up on the forecheck for the Bulldogs. He's beaten here. Pass by Allen didn't work. And he's fending off a hit from Mike Kinney. Into the middle, the shot is stopped off the stick of Terry Harrison. Easily by Brown. Bulldogs recover. Off a leg and offside call at the Bulldogs blue line. Face-off coming up, center ice area.
Well, when you look at Terry Harrison, you can sense there's no panic in this Wildcats team. I think they've got a lot of confidence by the fact they went into Big Rapids earlier this season and came out with a victory in one of the two games, so a split. And there are 7 seniors on this Northern team, so a lot of experience up and down the lineup, and no sense of panic when they went down 2-0 in the first period against the Bulldogs.
Puck in the Wildcat zone. Couldn't get it through. Good attempt there by Brett Smith. Cleared by Northern to center. Bulldogs take over, cleared back. Intercepted. Wildcats recover. Never came to Contois. He had to come back to pick it up and played back by Jackson into his own zone. That pass over the stick of Contois, so we'll have another icing.
Well, Jim Jackson, the year Chris Gilbert was named Rookie of the Year, he was all rookie as well. One of 4 Marquette natives in the lineup today, along with Gilbert, Andy Contois, and Alan Swanson. 20 points this season, but you know what? 5 of them have come in the playoffs, so he has taken his game to a new level in the new season.
Stutzel didn't get that puck out, or held in, and the save made. Cleared to center. Here comes Stutzel. Stutzel moves in his backhand to the goal, and Brown kicked it aside. Stutzel's on it again. Has Coburn with him. They kick at it. Southern back to the line. Point shot is blocked. Good block by Kunitz. Boy, he scores and gets down in front of pucks too.
That's why they call him the most complete player in college hockey.
Nesbitt with Legui and Kunitz. Nesbitt back for Kunitz, out of his reach. Good play to hold him at the line by Mangos though. Puck is loose. The shot and the save off the stick of Kunitz by Kowalski, who beat him that time. Mangos held it in. Puck free again. Down low, back to the middle. On the backhand, York. Couldn't get it to the goal. Now York does. Knocked down out front. Puck loose. Wide open. Scores! Jeff Legui on a pretty feed. 3-2 Ferris State.
Well, good chances at both ends, but this time Chris Kunitz is going to dish off, and Jeff Legui has Craig Kowalski at his mercy. Kowalski often will want to key on Kunitz, thinking he's going to shoot as often as possible. Chris Kunitz leads the Ferris State Bulldogs in shots as well as goals, but I told you he's also become a playmaker this season. That's his 41st assist of the season, so he's now tied Mr. Merrifield.
Yes, he has. 73 points. Now for Kunitz, that ties the school record held by Randy Merrifield in a season set back in 83-84. One more will have it all to himself.
Knowing Randy Merrifield, probably one of the guys who's happiest is Randy himself, especially with the type of season the Bulldogs are having.
Back in 83-84, Randy had 53 assists of those 73 points in 41 games.
Every point is meaning something right now, very meaningful for Kunitz and the Bulldogs.
Zona came late in the period too. LeGuy from Kunitz and Nesbitt, so their top line all in on it. 18:04, the time of the goal. Less than a minute to go in the middle period. Rallo got it into the zone. U-Haul and with a pass to Contois. Andy Contois in. Knocked off stride, drop back, shot blocked. To the corner. Harrison couldn't pick it up. Contois took the hit, made the play. They go to the corner, trying to get in after it as Mangos. They'll move it ahead, and the Bulldogs get it to center ice. That's fired in by Smith. McIver behind the goal with Smith. Shot in, save made by Kowalski. Will hang on with 13 seconds left.
Well, it's more than just a Hobey Baker marketing slogan. Chris Kunitz, the most complete player in college hockey. This is the type of season Chris knows you do whatever it takes. Right now he's coming out for a big face-off. The shot from the point, Kunitz down, he'll take it off the ankle. Chance from in tight against Kowalski. Then the rebound across to Jeff LeGuy, and he'll stuff it in. Kowalski at the mercy of LeGuy, and Chris Kunitz has 3 points, and we'll hear about his game through 40 minutes in our second intermission with Shireen Sansky, as well as all the award winners from this season.
Shot stop, Kowalski, rebound! Nesbitt on it. It's cleared, not out. Kunitz held it in, then it's blocked. 3 seconds left on the clock. They'll clear it away, and the period comes to a close. So a much better period for the Wildcats and Kowalski. They tied it up at 2, only to be beaten. It's 3-2 for Mike Brown's squad after 2.
Yeah, Mike Brown has been tested sporadically, but the Wildcats have to be feeling a lot better about themselves heading for their dressing room. The Bulldogs, they just want to head to that third period and try to finish them off and be the strong team because they're the well-rested team.
Well, shots through 2 are 31-17 for Ferris State. In that second period, though, 16-12, so a little bit closer. Ferris still outshot them, and Ferris still outscoring them, thanks to LeGuy's goal right there. Kunitz, 3 points. He'll chat with Shireen next.
Hockey in college. Who would have thought they went together so well?
See the CCHA Super 6 Championship March 20th through the 22nd at the Joe. Get your tickets now.
Tonight at 10, it's the Detroit Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
60 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown and beyond.
We told you it was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Detroit Sports Report, tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Net. The college hockey playoffs are on Fox Sports Net. It's a showdown among the CCHA's elite. Conference rivals battle it out with a league championship at stake. Tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net. Red Wings Weekly is only on Fox Sports Net. Join host John Keating to get all the latest on the Stanley Cup champs. Red Wings Weekly, Saturday at 11 on Fox Sports Net. Introducing 54321, the show that brings you inside the world of extreme sports. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
We continue with the CCHA Semifinals from Joe Louis Arena. Ferris State with a 3-2 lead over Northern after 2 periods of play. Well, Chris Kunitz a little busy right now, so Jeff Legui has been kind enough to join us to fill in. And Jeff, you've got the game-winning goal right now, so I'd say that's not a bad substitute.
No, it's pretty good so far. Helped by Chris Kunitz, of course, and Derek Nesbitt, so we're rolling right now, so it's good.
Let's talk about your goal tonight that put you guys up. Kunitz gives you a good pass, and then you take it from there.
Yeah, I just drove the net like Coach always tells us, and got in the open, and once you get in the open, Chris always seems to find it. Makes it easy for you.
You guys sure make hockey seem easy the way you've played this year, the best record ever for Ferris State. Give us an idea of what it's like in Big Rapids right now, what kind of support you're getting.
Well, it started last year. We didn't have much fans, and we were kind of down, whatever, but this year everybody's come out of the woodwork, and they're cheering us on, and that always brings momentum to your game with the 2,000, 3,000 fans behind you, so that's the big momentum right now.
Very loud fan base here at Joe Louis Arena. You guys have good support here.
Yeah, including the band. I Made It Down, which is really helps us out a lot with playing our special songs when we score, and it's all bonus right now, pretty much.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Jeff Legui of the Ferris State Bulldogs getting ready to go for that CCHA crown. They've got 20 minutes left, but we've got more to come during intermission, so stay with us.
Let's get crazy. Gotta get crazy. Let's get crazy. Wanna get crazy. Little Caesars colorful kids crazy.
Introducing Kids Crazy Bread. 8 kid-sized sticks of crazy bread, sprinkled with colorful Parmesan cheese. It's free when you buy 2 medium one-topping pizzas, only $9.99 at Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Kids crazy bread.
Pizza, pizza.
Excuse me, how do I know Eisman really wore these in a game? Oh, take them.
Got a nose for the real stuff? Visit Hockeytown Authentics. Game-worn jerseys and equipment, plus Hockeytown's largest collection of Red Wings stuff.
There goes one lucky lady.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great?
Yeah, but I drink it because it's less filling.
Great taste.
Less filling! Great taste! Less filling! Great taste! Less filling!
Oh man, now that would make a great commercial. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Less filling!
Would you like to dance with me?
Burn the floor. Inspiring. Joyful. Electrifying. The world's best dance up a storm in what USA Today called a high-energy, heart-pounding display. The New York Times calls it downright terrific. You'll be dancing in the aisles. Don't miss Burn the Floor. March 28th through 30th at the Fox Theater. Tickets at the box office, Ticketmaster, by phone or online.
future stars of the CCHA in attendance tonight at Joe Louis Arena for the CCHA Super 6 Championship weekend. And the festivities began on Wednesday night, actually, with the CCHA Awards Banquet at the Fox Theater. And this night, players and coaches were honored for their individual achievements. Let's take a look at some of the individual honors.
The CCHA Coach of the Year, one of the most respected coaches in all of college hockey, Bob Daniels.
Bob Daniels' Bulldogs were picked to finish 9th in the media and coaches preseason polls. Instead, he guided Ferris State to its first CCHA regular season crown with a 22-5-1 conference record.
I'd like to thank our players first and foremost for just a great ride this year. In particular, our seniors, whose leadership was unbelievable in the locker room.
And the CCHA Rookie of the Year is Jeff Tambellini, Michigan.
Swift, skilled, and sturdy on skates, Jeff Tambellini paced all CCHA freshmen in goals and points in both overall and conference games. He is also the first freshman to lead the Wolverines in scoring since Danny Felsner in 1988 and 89.
I'd like to thank my coaches, Coach Berenson, Coach Pearson, and Coach Powers. They've taught me a lot this year. I'd like to thank my teammates as well. They've been like a family to me this year.
The Best Offensive Defenseman Award went to John Michael Lyles, who is the first two-time recipient of this honor. Lyles led all CCHA defensemen with 14 goals and quarterbacked an MSU power play that led the league with 38 goals.
You know, it's just amazing 4 years. And I'd like to thank my teammates last of all. Without them, definitely wouldn't be possible. I owe a lot to them. Thank you.
Another Spartan blue liner picked up the Best Defensive Defenseman Award. Brad Fast joins a long line of Spartan defenders who have won this award, a total of 7 over the past 14 years.
I'd like to start by thanking my coaches, Coach Newton, Coach McAuliffe, Coach Mason even, and Coach Conley. I'd just like to thank them for even teaching me how to play defense, because I really didn't know how to do much of that before I got to Michigan State.
And the winner for Best Defensive Forward is Jed Ortmeyer, University of Michigan.
Coach Red Berenson calls Jed Ortmeyer the best captain he's ever had. The Omaha, Nebraska native epitomizes what a two-way player is all about.
I'd like to thank my family, most of all my father, my first coach, for instilling, the importance and the knowledge of playing both ends of the ice. Thank you.
The CCHA Player of the Year award goes to
Chris Kunitz, Ferris State University.
The Bulldogs forward led the league in goals for the second straight year and collected a career high and league best 37 assists.
I'd like to thank the Ferris State coaching staff for bringing me to Ferris, giving me a chance to play and get an education. And good luck to everybody this weekend. Thanks.
2 other special individual awards were also handed out. Brian Maloney received the Terry Flanagan Memorial Award as Comeback Player of the Year. And Mike Betts earned the Mike and Marion Illich Award for his missionary work in Tanzania over the summer.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Illich family for this great honor. But I wouldn't be standing here today if I didn't have so much support from my friends and family. This year, when fans came to see the OSU hockey team, they came out to watch the team play. But they left with a sense of the poverty that plagues so many East African nations. This is just small evidence of the powerful influence that we have as college athletes. Some guys in this room will go on to play in the NHL, where they'll have even greater influence over a larger audience. In a time of great turmoil, where our peace and freedom are being threatened around the world, let's use our power and lend a helping hand to those in need and bring peace to those at war. Thank you.
And it was a great way to end the evening on Wednesday night. Well, all of these individuals are glad to have these achievements, but of course all the coaches and players would agree nothing would be better than to capture the Mason Cup here at Joe Louis Arena. Who will move on, Ferris State or Northern? Find out. 20 minutes to go. Stay with us.
There's great food, great fun, and great atmosphere at Hockeytown Cafe. It's where every hockey fan is welcome. Well, almost every hockey fan. Hockeytown Cafe. Eat, drink, and live hockey.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? Consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-251-1533 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports television like you've never seen it before.
Four idiots sitting around talking sports. Great television.
Hang with the fellas. Cut loose with the stars.
What the hell does this have to do with sports?
Finally, a sports show that gets the picture. The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on Fox Sports Net.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
The sounds from our first semifinal today, which has that team, Northern Michigan, trailing by 1 through 2 after tying it up at 2, with 2 in the second period after Ferris State scored 2 in the first. Oh, the right to advance to tomorrow's championship game against either Ohio State or Michigan, which will follow tonight at 7:30 right here on Fox Sports Net. We'll have the championship game for you tomorrow night at 7:30 here on Fox Sports Net from Joe Louis Arena.
And we'll start you off with this statistic. Ferris State Bulldogs 25-0-0 when leading after 2.
So they're perfect. Kunitz moves it in. Coming down to the Joe tomorrow night. The game will be at 7:30. We'll have it for you here on Fox Sports Net at 10:30 on a tape-delayed basis. As we try to squeeze everything in we can to bring you here on Fox Sports Net. Tough juggling act. There's so much programming to bring you.
There's also a third-place game. The season's not over for the team that does not win this contest. There's a third-place game at 4:05 tomorrow.
Don't forget, on Sunday evening, we'll have the Red Wings for you from Minnesota. The Red Wings and Wild here on Fox Sports Net. Passed across, wide open! Just couldn't find the handle. Looking for it is Harrison, who made that great feed. Along with Contois and Gobert. Gobert is one of the goals set up by Contois, who stole it, and it came back to center. This will go down the ice. This will be icing against the Bulldogs.
Well, Ferris State had a 2-0 lead going into period number 2, but the Wildcats struck for a power play goal at the 3:47 mark. The freshman, Jamie Milam, wristed one past Mike Brown. Then the great speed of Andrew Contois creates a chance, and Chris Gobert buries for his 62nd career goal. And then late, it was Chris Kunitz setting up Jeff Legui, and Legui has the Dogs up by 1. That's where we stand now.
And they get it to center. Going back after it, Nathan Oystrick. That pass too tough to handle for Jamie Milam. Milam retreats. Oystrick's got it. He's got Donette out at center.
Heads up now, heads up, 2-0, heads up, 2-0.
Fired into the zone. Donette moved up, he blocked it. Dan Donette goes into the corner. Draped in there by Meyer. To the far side, chipped ahead, and out to center ice comes Brett Smith. Smith right side into the middle, a rising shot over top of Kowalski. Smith gets his own rebound. Puck back to the line, held in, and deflected around the dasher. Taken by Waugh for Swanson. Good feed, 2-on-2 rush now. Left side, Brown standing up, an easy stop for him to make. Wildcats get back on side and go in after it. Just failing to knock that down was Kevin Gardner. Gardner up there with Bonk. Gardner put on the body. Bianchin in. Bianchin trying to dig it free. He's broken his stick. Comes back to the line, and Legui to Kunitz. And offside, Legui in ahead of the play as Kunitz brought it over.
Well, there you see Jordan Bianchin, a junior. He had to sit out last season, transferring from the University of Denver. You might remember his father if you're a real hockey aficionado. His father played in the NHL, Wayne Bianchin, for the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Edmonton Oilers. In fact, his last year with the Edmonton Oilers was Wayne Gretzky's first season in Edmonton.
So you got 1 year there. Learn from greatness. It's okay. On the draw, Large and Southern. Dirk Southern, good feed. Shot went wide. Big hit just inside the line. Bulldogs carry in. Backhand try is snuffed out by Kowalski. Stutzel moved it ahead. Up with Southern, in it goes. Brown behind the net. He'll play it past Mac York, his defender. Up the left wing boards and into the middle. Good play there, hopping away. Comes Thompson. Carter Thompson was stripped of the puck. Moving up with it. Bryce Coburn, in it goes. Bulldogs second try, Kinney. Got it through to Mangos, into the middle. Puck's knocked down. Northern will take over. Harrison. That pass failed to click. This will be icing against the Wildcats.
Well, we've seen the speed of Andy Contois, and he's a transfer student as well. Started last season, played the first semester with the Lake Superior State Lakers. Then he transferred, so he sat out the last half of last season, the first half of this season, so he's able to play in the second half, and he has given the Wildcats a real injection of blazing speed in the lineup.
Off the draw, Lewandowski. He's hit behind the goal. Up with Kinney. Comes around, Harrison. Another pass didn't work, but they waved this one off. Brown left it back there for Winnick. You hear the officials screaming the defenseman had to try and make the play.
You have to try and play the puck. Just can't let them shoot it past you if it's within stick length. Make the effort, make the attempt.
No, good. Off, good.
Puck's knocked down, going after it, Andrew Winnick. Up the boards, bad clear, stolen at the line, and a rising shot high and wide from Oystrick. And it's up and out of play, but that was a bad clearing attempt there by the Bulldogs. Oystrick was the man who held that in.
Holds in at the point and fires away. And just a little bit too high. Nathan Oystrick, property of the Atlanta Thrashers, scored his second goal of the season last night, the game winner. How's that? Both games in the quarterfinals last night with Ohio State and Northern Michigan. The winning goal scored by a defenseman. He's a freshman named Nathan with his second goal of the season.
Good. You
Telling
come
you
up
true.
with some good stuff.
It's all true, Ken.
It's quite the coincidence.
It is. Nate Gannon, who we'll see in game 2 against the Michigan Wolverines, and Mike Brown doesn't want to see many more shots like the one Nathan Oystrick just let go at him. Mike Brown played his junior hockey with the Crow's Nest Pass Timberwolves in
Glad
Alberta.
I'm not doing play-by-play for that team. I'll tell you that. Man. Back to the line, Milam, stopped by Brown.
They had to get the train tracks through the mountains somewhere.
I guess. Troy Milam on the ice, and brother Jamie at defense on the other team. It's up and out of play. So another face-off. Jordan Bianchin.
He's seen limited duty as a junior, just his 13th game, but when you've already played a couple of seasons, he's earned the respect of Coach Walt Kyle and his staff in Northern Michigan, and he knows, Jordan, that he has to be responsible defensively first and foremost.
Draw one by the Wildcats. The point, Allen held it in. Good coverage there. Legui's got it. Legui up with Kunitz and Nesbitt. Kunitz goes wide. Stops. Lost an edge there. And cleared ahead by Allen, but not out of the zone. Oh, and a run over play there as Legui was sent flying. And boy, Bob Daniels and company, I think, wanted an interference on the call. None coming. Wildcats holding it in. Open. Spin around shot went way wide. Off the stick of Southern. Kunitz at center. 3 points in the afternoon for Kunitz. Offside, he'll clear the zone and using the opportunity to make a wholesale change of the Bulldogs. Right wing feed for Southern. Couldn't catch up to the puck, cleared away by Ferris State. Northern Michigan in their own zone, back to get it, Jeff Waugh. Round for his defense partner, Juha Allen. Lost an edge, went down, loose puck, save made, Kowalski, rebound! Blocked. Trevor Large on it. Boy, you lose that edge. Great scoring try, side of the goal, another one. Kowalski down, fishing for it, blocked out front, loose puck, jamming away. What a great opportunity for Carter Thompson. Couldn't find the handle. Puck loose, here they come. Right wing side, Harrison in, passed across. Oh, Brown! What a toe-stopper that one was. Gilbert going to the goal. And Brown got the leg out again.
End-to-end, Juha Allen at one end, Mike Brown at the other.
Here's Harrison, another steal. To the goal, and a bouncing puck, and it's knocked away, and in desperation, clear. Right to the goal, no icing. They'll keep it alive. Kowalski tipped through, and just off the stick and cleared by Ferris State. Kowalski says, yeah, let's just keep her going. Fired around, Swanson out to center. Wildcats coming with speed now, trying to get even. Broke it up at center, straddling the line to stay onside. In on goal, Lewandowski scores! Phil Lewandowski! Bulldogs up by 2.
Well, Phil Lewandowski is the speed merchant on the Bulldogs team. Protecting the puck, Kowalski thought about poke checking him, but he stuffs it past his former junior goalie teammate. Kowalski a little bit late on the poke, and Lewandowski was able to get to the backhand for his 14th goal of the season, and for Lewandowski, his second goal in the past 8 games. He's a bit of a streaky performer, and if he gets one, he'll usually get 2 or at least score the next game as well.
Boy, right after the Wildcats had come so close to getting even, the Bulldogs go up by a pair. 11:59 to go in this one. Lewandowski with a pretty dig. His team leads by 2.
Even when Danny was little, we knew he had a gift.
That kid just loved to do our taxes.
We were nervous when he left for college. You know, all the distractions.
Whoa, he'll be fine. Our son is destined to be the next great accountant.
Want to see tomorrow's great accountants today? Didn't think so. Then how about some future pro hockey players?
See the CCHA Super 6 Championship March 20th through the 22nd at the Joe. Get your tickets now.
We are truly blessed.
The college hockey playoffs are on Fox Sports Net. It's a showdown among the CCHA's elite. Conference rivals battle it out with a league championship at stake. Tonight at 7:30 on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports television like you've never seen it before.
Four idiots sitting around talking sports. Great television.
Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
Catch the winners of tonight's semifinals battling it out for the coveted Mason Cup and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The CCHA Super 6 Championship game takes place tomorrow night, 7:30. Get your tickets to the Joe Louis Arena box office or call 313-396-7575. And again, we'll have the game for you here on Fox Sports Net, 10:30. On a tape-delayed basis, Lewandowski scoring unassisted, 7:45. Kunitz has it. He's got 3 points. He had the first 2 goals for the Bulldogs. Nesbitt in looking for that puck. To center, turning, Southern, in across the Bulldogs line. To Mike Stutzel, draped in by Kunitz. Mango's back there for Nesbitt. The referee yell heads up. Kunitz. Long shot stopped by Kowalski. Big hit but held in at the line. Field played it through. Put behind the goal. That went over his stick of Field. Thompson was there. Easy save for Brown to make. He picks it up, but the Wildcats coming charging at the goal as Contois went in. No harm done there.
Speed making things happen as well as we take a look at the Winnipeg, Manitoba native Jeff Waugh, the top pro prospect on this Northern Michigan Wildcats team. 3rd round draft pick of the Dallas Stars last year. And the reason is his size, 6'4", 210 pounds. He's one of those stay at home, take care of business first in the defensive zone type defenseman. And he will mature into a solid and dependable all-round defenseman as his college career continues.
Gardner got that drawback. Gardner went in behind the goal. Along with Bonk. Left wing. Save Kowalski and the net is off. So we'll get a stop and play as they put that back on the Marsh pegs.
Well, Greg Rollo go to the net hard. I guess he did. Greg Rollo out of the Springfield Junior Blues, the North American Hockey League. He was the USA Hockey Junior Hockey Player of the Year last season. Played for a season with Matt York in Springfield, Illinois.
I think those nets move these days since the Marsh pegs came in.
Boy, remember those old days?
20 years ago or so. Well, Marsh pegs really maybe not even that long, a decade ago. Remember when there used to be the middle pole in the goal? I remember Mark Howe.
Mark Howe situation,
yeah,
yes.
badly
gruesome.
Yep. Kowalski will hang on to that.
Well, Phil Lewandowski has given the Bulldogs a 4-2 lead, and that defenseman he went around, I know exactly how he feels because I used to play summer hockey against Phil Lewandowski in Chicago, and he can absolutely fly. I felt like the orange triangular pylon.
Little pylon there, yep.
Absolutely. Naperville, Illinois, Phil Lewandowski.
And he tucked that right in. And Kowalski down. Lewandowski beat Kowalski. And it's a 2-goal lead for Ferris State. LeGuy coming in to pick it up. Played it back, then he gets knocked down to the ice. LeGuy was. Delayed offside, so Ferris State will come out and clear the zone. Northern hitting the line. Gardner goes to the goal. Trying to turn it out front. He did was Bonk. Now behind the goal for Bonk. Centering. Off a leg. LeGuy played it to the line. Not out. Jeff Waugh held it in. Bonk behind the goal. Troy Milam ties him up. And the puck is underneath. So we'll get a stop in play. It's 4-2. Ferris State leading Northern. Thanks to the goal from Lewandowski.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports television like you've never seen it before.
Four idiots sitting around talking sports. Great television.
Hang with the fellas. Cut loose with the stars.
What the hell does this have to do with sports?
Finally, a sports show that gets the picture. The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on Fox Sports Net.
Oh, that's hanging.
Introducing 54321, the show that brings you inside the world of extreme sports.
Don't forget, we'll be back here later for the second CCHA semifinal as the second-seeded Michigan Wolverines take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Coverage begins at 7:30 here on Fox Sports Net.
.9:26 to go in the third period of this one. Ferris State trying to nurse home a 4-2 lead.
Off the draw, shot is blocked. Well, the Wildcats got a lot of shots blocked. It's a hand pass, so the whistle goes, and the face-off will come outside the zone.
Well, one of the players we have mic'd is Brett Smith of the Ferris State Bulldogs. Let's take a listen.
Cut off! Cut off! Huge kill, boys. Huge kill. Come on. Let's get this. Sure thing. Throw that up the close wall. I'm right there.
Guelph, Ontario's Brett Smith.
Shot and snared by Brown. Milam let it go.
And if you want an explanation on diving, well, maybe not in hockey, he's got a sister Brandy who's on the University of Hawaii swimming and diving team.
You don't want hockey and diving.
That's two extremes. One goes to school in snowy Big Rapids and the other in Hawaii. Both student athletes.
Maybe by the time these guys make the NHL, we won't have to worry about diving anymore. Moving into the middle, Oystrick. Still with that puck. Oystrick circling right out front. Another shot, and it's stopped by Brown, and then off the side of the goal. Boy, they gave Nathan Oystrick all kinds of time, and it's up and out of play.
Take what they give you, and they just kept giving Nathan Oystrick ice. Watch him circle the net, and nobody comes to the side of the goal, and he gets a second chance, and Mike Brown has to flash the trapper there as it's a wraparound chance, but then the second opportunity, and no, maybe a shot never came on the rebound. Some good defensive stick coverage by the defenseman.
Fired into Northern Michigan zone. They'll set up as Ferris State backs off a bit. Coming with speed as Dirk Southern couldn't get through. Southern got it again, passed it off. Bryce Coburn shoots it in. Milam backhands it. It was blocked on the first try. Kinney into the middle and cleared to center. Waugh lost it. Here come the Bulldogs, 2 up. Pass taken away out front and a good defensive play. Largest shot stopped by Kowalski. Coburn at center. Couldn't clear it in. Puck's knocked down. Coburn stepped in front of his check. There are 21s in there. Carter Thompson knocked down to the ice. Jimmy Jackson, senior defender, played it off. Got it back, carries through. Jackson across center. That shot hit a leg before it could get in, hit his own player, and he's hurt. Going off as Ferris State brings it in. That hits Swanson on his way into the zone, and he makes his way to the northern bench injured. We check in with Shireen now.
Well, thanks, Ken. I'm here with my people, the Puckheads, Mojo, Lujo, and Puckhead in training. And these are Northern's most fervent fans. They are known around the league. Now, Mojo, you guys are down 2, but are you worried at all?
Hey, if you watched the game last night, you know that this team has what it takes to come back. We just need to get one past Brown here. He's playing a good game, but we have had plenty of opportunity. The fan, this is a great crowd, great setting. I really feel that, we can do this. We really can. Here we go right now. Look at this.
Oh, and a shot stop.
I guess Mojo wants a career as an analyst. Ken, let's go back to you.
If he's doing play-by-play, he'll have to do the color. Well, his team came close to getting within 1.
Peter Micheludi trying to go after the rebound after the rush. And Mike Brown will dive out to cover.
That's the 28th shot for Northern. Good play to knock Mangos off stride. Wildcats bring it back in, coming in with speed. And couldn't get through, and a good hit by Milam as he took Contois down. Smith chopped that. He'll go to the goal. Brought wide by Cadill. Puck behind the goal. Jackson is on Smith. Cadill waiting for it.
Let him go, Jimmy.
Jackson has a hold of his man, and a penalty's coming up. Not too much doubt about that one.
Well, referee Steve McKinchuk, who's a police officer downriver, you could hear him first issue the warning, let him go, Jimmy. And Jim Jackson, when you've got inside positioning on the wall, you don't want to let your man beat you to the front of the net. And that's exactly what Brett Smith was going to do. And Jim Jackson with the takedown, and he's in the box, and the Wildcats imperative that they kill this, and then they still only have 4.5 minutes. They got to get a couple past Mike Brown.
Power play here for the Bulldogs. They work it around outside. Northern trying to box it up, and that went off the stick of Matt York. Played back by Shirley. He can't split through, and the puck is cleared down the ice.
Well, this Bulldogs team with a little more depth than most people think. You would think it's almost an automatic that Kunitz's line comes out in a power play. No, Kinney's line's out right now.
They'll chase it down. Good takeaway by Oystrick. Oystrick played it across. Back to the line, York. And the one-time shot stopped. Rebound knocked away before Lewandowski could get there. York, another shot. Stopped by Kowalski. Tip to the line and not out of the zone. Good keep in there by Jeremy Sherling, who has an assist tonight. Back to the line. York fires one, missed the target. Sherling over there to take it. It was blocked by Harrison. That shot went wide. 45 seconds left in the Bulldogs power play. 5:15 to go here in the third. Nesbitt looking out front of the goal, taken by Harrison. He'll send it back. Oh, a big hit, and the door was open. As they didn't like the way Nesbitt, or that Rollo, came in on Harrison, and that gate was open. Greg Waller, you can see Terry Harrison is hurt.
I was watching to see who was coming over the boards, and Rollo with the hit coming up right up beside it just as the door opened, and Chris Gobert coming to the defense of his fellow senior, Terry Harrison. And that is right hip high. And Rollo's going to get a penalty. And I think this is one that is justified, and one of those calls that the assistant referee can make if the head official doesn't see it. There's the release. He's gliding a good 10, 12 feet. Oh. Somebody on the bench has got to give him a heads up too on that. And then Chris Gobert comes in to talk to the freshman Rollo.
Rollo goes into the box for roughing. 28 seconds left in the penalty to Jackson for holding. And then Northern will go to a power play. 5:01 to go here in the third. We're going to move the faceoff inside the zone at the top of the faceoff circle.
That's one you can debate in refereeing class. If the door's not open, is that still a penalty?
Off the draw, stopped by Brown. Contois on it. To the line, there's a shot, missed the target. Milam shot down low, pass across. Oh, great stop by Brown. Penalty coming up. It'll be against the Bulldogs. That was a great stop by Brown. Got his stick down, and the end of the stick deflected it. A cross-checking call coming up to the Bulldogs. Power play for Northern, looking to get within one with under 5 to go here in the third.
Sarah Hughes, Michelle Kwan, Sasha Cohen, Irina Slutskaya, Timothy Gable, Evgeny Plashenko, Elvis Stoico, and many more. Chevy Champions on Ice 25th Anniversary Tour. Come join the celebration.
Tonight at 10, it's the Detroit Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
60 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown and beyond.
We told you it was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Detroit Sports Report, tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Net.
While they're getting ready for our semifinal number 2, Michigan and Ohio State preparing the sticks. And we'll have it for you at 7:30 this evening right here on Fox Sports Net. A reminder, the championship game tomorrow night, 10:30 here on Fox Sports Net.
Well, Bob Daniels' team will be tested right here, right now. 2 in the box. Rollo in first, though. A 2-man advantage for 1:43.
Brown stopped that shot. It'll come to center. Kunitz is on it. Kunitz brings it into the zone. 5-on-3. He'll kill off some of this clock best he can.
Well, shows you what Bob Daniels thinks of Chris Kunitz. Down 2 men. Who does he have out first? Number 14.
Could be out again, too, before it's done. Play onside at the line. Daniels thought it was offside. Bob Daniels did. 5-on-3 man advantage here. Looking to get within a goal here for the Wildcats. Back to the point. Haludi played it through. Down low to the middle. And Brown will stop that, as really Coburn never got a shot away.
Well, Coburn, Stutzel, and Gobert up front. These are 3 goal scorers. Mike Stutzel leads the league with 13 power play goals, 13 of his 26 on the power play. Takes it at kind of a weird angle. Actually went off the heel of his stick, I think, and Coburn may have been trying to transfer it across as well to get it to Stutzel.
And out to take this draw again comes Kunitz. And he won it.
Huge face-off win. That's going to kill 20 seconds.
Sure was. Left-hand shot on the right side. So Kunitz able to turn it around on the forehand, win that draw, and tie up his center. Quick shot, missed the goal. Back to the point. Milam played it across. Jackson in behind. Milam turned it down low. Has to go back. That was a bad pass. Milam nowhere near it, and Stutzel couldn't hit him cleanly. Back in it goes. Racing after it goes Chris Gobert. He got there first. Back to the point. Jackson waiting to Milam. Milam will fire, save made, rebound, puck loose. Great play, Milam to hold it in though. Jackson sends it down low again. Jackson looks to Milam. He's got it, won't fire, partially blocked. He stopped it again, 5-on-4 now. Great job here by the Bulldogs, able to get in those shooting lanes. Jackson has it. 8 seconds left in the power play. Jackson to the middle, doesn't shoot it. Doesn't shoot it now either. Waiting too long here, penalty over. Now Jackson fires and it's blocked. Great job by Ferris State.
Well, when you don't score 5-on-3 for a minute 43, your odds of winning a hockey game greatly diminish. Matching Miners here. Chris Kunitz heads to the bench. He's more winded than hurt, I believe. Milam gets the shot away. And Stutzel looking for power play goal number 14. Watch the stick work right there. Chris Kunitz back defensively right in this area. He has to drop back down. If the puck comes out here, that's where there is a Northern Michigan player. You can just see the skate right there, but Chris Kunitz all the way back defensively. And 3 points in the game, 2 goals and an assist. He's exhausted out there for the majority of that minute 43 kill. One of 10 finalists. Next week they will cut it down to the Hobie hat trick. And there are the 3 CCHA players right at the top, Kunitz, Umberger, and Lyles. We'll of course see RJ Umberger in the next game, Ohio State against Michigan. But if Chris Kunitz isn't among the Hobie hat trick as they cut it back to 3 in the next round, I will be shocked.
And you see Zach Parise from North Dakota. That's the son of Jean-Paul Parise, former National Hockey Leaguer.
With the Minnesota North Stars.
Offsetting minor penalties. In the box is Gobert and York. So the teams play for a side. Back to get it. Shirley gets the return feed. Contois pressuring. He's up front with Harrison, who took it away. Harrison turns. Forced back, got it through. Holland shoots it in. Brown couldn't corral it. Shirling got it to center, a race for the puck. And a save made. Whoa, it slipped through. Derek McIver nearly had it go in behind Kowalski. Fired back down by Harrison. Northern changing.
Wildcats have to start thinking now about getting Kowalski out.
Kunitz got it. Passed it through. Knocked down by Nesbitt. Tapped it across right side. Save made, Kowalski. Fighting for that puck was Phil Meyer. Meyer came up with it. Back to the line and he'll come out to center. Nesbitt with it. He'll shoot it in. Kunitz is just exhausted. He'll go back to the bench. 40 seconds left in the 4-on-4 situation. There goes Kowalski, was going out. Now have to hurry back as the Wildcats didn't get it deep. So as soon as they do, Kowalski will go to the bench.
Minute 5 to go now.
Pass to Southern. Kowalski on the bench. Fifth skater comes out now. 5-on-4, man advantage, backhand shot. Over there to get it, Harrison. Lost control, net empty in the northern zone. And off the side of the goal. Jamie Milam did all he could. A little bit of a hog tie there. Quick feed down ice. Failing to get it out front was Stutzel. 6-on-5 now with the net empty for the Wildcats as the penalties are over. Half minute to go here in the third period. For the right to advance to the championship game tomorrow night to meet either Ohio State or Michigan. That game's still to come on Fox Sports Net. Wildcats will shoot it in. 15 seconds left. And the Ferris State Bulldogs, their great season will continue to tomorrow night when they'll vie for the championship of the CCHA. The regular season champs will play in the final as they win it with 2.5 seconds left. 2.5 to go. They'll win it 4-2.
Well, Bob Daniels not to be denied this year. Last time the Bulldogs were in the semifinals, they suffered a heartbreaking 4-3 overtime loss to Miami back in 1993. But this time, it's on to the Mason Cup championship game.
And this game is over. Mike Brown and the Bulldogs win it by a final score of 4-2. Big night blocking shots, scoring goals, and he set up one for Chris Kunitz. So the Bulldogs, who were the best team in the CCHA in the regular season, defeat Northern 4-2 in their great upset over Michigan State, made it this far and then denied by the best in the CCHA. So don't forget, we've got game 2 coming your way, Ohio State and Michigan. But first, let's go to the Fox Sportsnet studios and Mark Soischer.